Have you ever dreamed of packing your bags, hopping on a plane, and exploring somewhere new? Maybe it's sipping coffee by the canals of Venice or feeling the warm sand between your toes in Hawaii. Traveling is one of life's greatest joys, isn't it? But as we get older, especially after 70, it's natural to start wondering if those adventures come with risks we might not have considered before. You might be asking yourself, am I still up for this? Is my body ready for long flights, unfamiliar foods, or even just walking around all day? These are valid concerns, and they're exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we'll dive into the real risks of traveling after 70, and more importantly, how you can prepare so that your dream vacation doesn't turn into a health nightmare. We'll cover everything from staying safe during travel to making smart choices while you're away. By the end of this conversation, you'll feel empowered to take that trip you've been dreaming about, with confidence and peace of mind. So let's get started. First, let's talk about something many people overlook: preparation. It's easy to assume that because you've traveled before, you know what to expect. But things change as we age, and being prepared means thinking ahead. For example, do you have a plan for managing medications while you're traveling? If you take prescription drugs, running out, or worse, losing them, can quickly turn an exciting getaway into a stressful ordeal. Start by making a checklist of everything you need. Enough medication for the entire trip, plus a few extra days, copies of your prescriptions, and contact information for your doctor. And here's a tip. You might want to carry a small pill organizer in your purse or carry-on bag, just in case your luggage gets delayed. Trust me, having these little details sorted will give you such a sense of relief when you're miles away from home. Another big part of preparation is knowing your limits and being okay with them. Let's face it, no matter how much we wish otherwise, our bodies don't always bounce back the way they used to. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself. It just means you need to set realistic expectations. For instance, instead of trying to cram 5 activities into one day, why not focus on 2 or 3 that really excite you? Give yourself permission to slow down and savor the experience. Remember, this isn't about checking off a list. It's about creating memories. One idea I love is planning rest breaks throughout the day. Whether it's sitting at a cafe with a good book or simply taking time to relax in your hotel room, those moments of downtime can make all the difference in keeping you energized and happy. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about mobility. As we age, moving around can sometimes become more challenging, whether it's due to joint pain, balance issues, or other physical limitations. The key here is to think strategically about where you're going and how you'll navigate once you arrive. Are there lots of stairs at your destination? Will you need to walk long distances? These are important questions to ask yourself beforehand. If you're visiting a city known for its cobblestone streets or steep hills, consider renting a wheelchair or scooter for the day. Many airports and tourist attractions offer these services, and using them doesn't mean giving up independence. It means giving yourself the freedom to explore without worrying about discomfort or fatigue. Plus, there's absolutely no shame in asking for help when you need it. After all, isn't the goal to enjoy yourself? And speaking of mobility, let's touch on something else that goes hand in hand with staying active: hydration. This is especially crucial when you're traveling, because dehydration can sneak up on you faster than you'd think, and it can lead to some pretty serious problems like dizziness or confusion. Airplanes are notoriously dry environments, which makes drinking water even more essential during flights. But it's not just about planes. Whether you're sightseeing in the heat or enjoying a meal at a restaurant, keeping a water bottle handy should be non-negotiable. A simple trick is to drink a glass of water every time you sit down for a meal or snack. Your body will thank you later. Now that we've covered preparation, pacing yourself, and staying hydrated, let's move on to another critical aspect of healthy travel: nutrition. Eating well while you're away from home can be tricky, especially if you're in a place where the local cuisine is completely different from what you're used to. But with a little planning, you can keep your energy levels steady and avoid any unwanted surprises. Let's talk about how to do that next. Let's talk about food. It's one of the most exciting parts of traveling, isn't it? Trying new dishes, tasting flavors you've never experienced before, it's all part of the adventure. But when you're over 70, your body might not respond to unfamiliar foods the way it used to. A rich meal or something overly spicy could leave you feeling bloated, uncomfortable, or even worse. That doesn't mean you need to skip the local specialties entirely, though. Instead, think of it as an opportunity to strike a balance between indulgence and smart choices. For starters, always listen to your body. If you're not used to eating heavy meals, don't feel like you have to finish everything on your plate just because it's there. Portion sizes in restaurants, especially abroad, can sometimes be much larger than what we're accustomed to at home. Sharing dishes with your travel companion, or asking for a half portion if they offer it, can be a great way to enjoy the flavors without overwhelming your system. And here's another tip. Start your day with something familiar and easy to digest, like fruit, yogurt, or oatmeal. This gives your body a solid foundation so that later in the day, when you want to try that exotic curry or creamy pasta dish, you'll feel more prepared to handle it. Another thing to keep in mind is food safety. In some parts of the world, drinking tap water or eating raw vegetables might not be the best idea. While these things are perfectly fine back home, they could upset your stomach in certain destinations. Before you go, do a little research on the local guidelines for food and water safety. Stick to bottled water if necessary, and peel fruits yourself rather than buying pre-cut ones from street vendors. These small precautions can save you from spending hours, or even days, feeling unwell in your hotel room instead of out exploring. Now, let's shift our focus to another important aspect of staying healthy while traveling: sleep. You probably already know how vital good rest is, but did you realize that travel can disrupt your sleep patterns in ways you might not anticipate? Time zone changes, unfamiliar beds, and noisy environments can all interfere with getting the quality rest you need. And let's be honest, when you're tired, everything feels harder. Walking around feels more exhausting, decision-making becomes tougher, and even enjoying the sights can feel like a chore. So how do you combat this? The first step is to prioritize sleep from the moment you arrive. If you're crossing time zones, try adjusting your schedule gradually before you leave. Go to bed an hour earlier or later each night leading up to your trip, depending on where you're headed. Once you're there, resist the urge to push through fatigue just to make the most of your first day. Taking a short nap can work wonders, as long as it's no longer than 20 to 30 minutes. Anything beyond that might leave you groggy and make it harder to adjust to the new time zone. And don't underestimate the power of creating a calming bedtime routine, even when you're away from home. Bring along a favorite book, use a white noise app if the hotel is noisy, or sip on a cup of herbal tea. These little rituals can signal to your brain that it's time to wind down, helping you drift off more easily. Speaking of winding down, let's also touch on stress management. Traveling can be exhilarating, but it can also be stressful, especially if things don't go according to plan. Missed flights, lost luggage, language barriers, all of these can add up and take a toll on both your mental and physical health. The key is to stay flexible and give yourself grace. Remind yourself that hiccups are part of the journey, and they don't define the entire experience. One helpful strategy is to build extra time into your itinerary. Instead of scheduling back-to-back activities, leave gaps between them so you're not rushing from one place to the next. Not only does this reduce stress, but it also gives you wiggle room if something unexpected happens. And speaking of flexibility, let's talk about insurance. Yes, it might sound boring compared to planning your itinerary or picking out souvenirs, but trust me, it's one of the smartest investments you can make. Medical emergencies abroad can be incredibly expensive, and Medicare typically doesn't cover care outside the United States. Supplemental travel insurance can provide peace of mind, knowing that you're protected if something goes wrong. Look for a policy that includes coverage for medical evacuation, too, since returning home quickly in an emergency can cost tens of thousands of dollars otherwise. Think of it as a safety net that lets you focus on enjoying your trip instead of worrying about what-ifs. Now that we've covered nutrition, sleep, stress management, and insurance, let's move on to perhaps the most overlooked, but equally important, aspect of healthy travel: staying connected. Whether it's with loved ones back home or the people around you while you're away, connection plays a huge role in making your trip enjoyable and safe. Let's explore why that matters and how you can nurture those connections next. Staying connected might not seem like the most obvious part of staying healthy while traveling, but it's absolutely essential, especially as we get older. Think about it. When you're far from home, having a strong support system can make all the difference in how confident and secure you feel. It's not just about calling your kids or grandkids to check in. It's also about building relationships with the people around you, whether that's fellow travelers, hotel staff, or locals. These connections can provide comfort, assistance, and even enrich your experience in ways you might not expect. Let's start with staying in touch with loved ones back home. Before you leave, make sure someone knows your itinerary, including where you'll be staying and how to reach you. If possible, share your flight details, hotel addresses, and any other key information. This isn't about being overprotective. It's about ensuring there's a safety net in place if you ever need help. While you're away, regular check-ins can be a wonderful way to stay grounded. A quick text or phone call doesn't take much time, but it can remind you of the people who care about you and give them peace of mind, too. Plus, Sharing stories from your trip keeps those connections alive, even when you're miles apart. But staying connected isn't just about reaching out to people you already know. It's also about being open to meeting new people along the way. You'd be surprised how often strangers can become unexpected allies. For example, chatting with the concierge at your hotel could lead to insider tips on navigating the city or discovering hidden gems that aren't in guidebooks. Or striking up a conversation with another traveler might result in finding a walking buddy for a museum tour, or even a lifelong friend. Building these small bonds can make your journey feel less lonely and more meaningful. And don't worry if you're not naturally outgoing. Sometimes a simple smile or polite question is all it takes to break the ice. Another important aspect of connection is knowing when to ask for help and feeling comfortable doing so. Many seniors hesitate to speak up when they're struggling, fearing they'll inconvenience others or appear vulnerable. But here's the truth. Most people genuinely want to help, especially when they see someone making an effort to enjoy life to the fullest. Whether it's asking a server to recommend lighter menu options, requesting assistance with luggage, or seeking directions from a local, don't be afraid to lean on those around you. Remember, travel is a shared human experience, and we're all in this together. Now, let's circle back to some of the key points we've discussed today. Preparation, pacing yourself, hydration, nutrition, sleep, stress management, insurance, and staying connected. Each of these elements plays a vital role in ensuring your dream vacation stays just that, a dream come true rather than a health nightmare. The beauty of it is that none of these steps are complicated. They're practical, actionable strategies that anyone can incorporate into their travel plans. And when you put them all together, they create a foundation for safe, enjoyable, and memorable adventures. I want to leave you with this thought. Age doesn't have to limit your ability to explore the world. In fact, many seniors find that traveling later in life brings a deeper sense of appreciation and joy. You've earned the right to chase those dreams, and with a little planning and mindfulness, there's no reason you can't do exactly that. So go ahead, book that ticket, pack your bags, and step into the unknown. Because every destination has something unique to offer, and every journey is an opportunity to grow, learn, and connect with others and with yourself. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you taken a memorable trip after 70? What advice would you give to others who are considering traveling at this stage of life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure your insights will inspire someone else watching this video. And if you found this conversation helpful, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. We're here to bring you more tips and encouragement for living your best life, no matter your age. Here's to embracing adventure, staying healthy, and creating beautiful memories wherever life takes you. Thank you for joining me today, and remember, the world is waiting for you. Go out there and explore it with confidence, curiosity, and joy.